Hello friends, welcome back. In today's Autodesk Sketchbook illustration, we are going to illustrate this very cute request by my niece, and thank you very much for your request. We are starting with step 1, and also our resolution is 2080 into 2860. We are going to paint the sky, and we are doing our usual coarse watercolor brush. Make sure to follow the strength, size and flow of the brush as you are illustrating this. And I'm going to add the darker shade of blue. Usually it's the darker shade on the top and goes followed by lighter and lighter shade to the bottom of the illustration, but here it's a little bit different. We are doing upside down. We are going to have a darker shade on the bottom and the lighter shade as we go by. Once we are done with this, we are going to use our favorite blending brush from the artist column. Make sure to follow the strength, size and flow of the brush, and we are going to blend from top to bottom. And there is no specific way how you want to blend. You can actually blend the darker shade to the lighter or lighter shade to the darker. I thought maybe I just followed the usual step by blending it from top to bottom. So what happened is a few days ago my niece dropped me this image in WhatsApp and asked me to illustrate this for her, and I thought why not, because there's so many requests and it is one of the cutest requests it has come across, and I'm so happy. And they usually watch me around, and thank you so much for watching, and I really love doing this illustration for you, and you guys humble me. So hope you enjoyed this entire tutorial, and also for my audience subscriber who usually watch, hope you enjoyed this a different set of illustration. So once we are done blending, we are going to add a new layer for our next step, that is to add a tree. So make sure you take your time in blending. There is no hurry whatsoever. So let's go on to step 2, that is drawing tree. We are using dry ink, and also check the size and the opacity of the brush. And I'm just going to draw one straight line, and I'm going to bring this in an outward direction from inside to a diagonal outside. So once we get this background of the tree, I'm just going to add few more scratches from a extended diagonal line from top to bottom, just to make it look like a tree. And also we want this to be in the midst of a forest. Okay, the tree is not the highlight of this entire illustration, but it's just going to add as an object. We are going to copy and paste for the rest of the tree. So one of the easiest method is just make sure you draw one tree. Once you are done, copy and paste. I'm copying this entire layer and adding it as a new layer. I'm reducing the size of the tree and also the opacity so that it looks like a mist of tree, and also it is just like a nighttime forest. On to step number 3, that is to paint the moon. We are doing this in a very simple way. We are using fountain pen, and with the help of draw style circle option, we are going to draw a circle, and with the help of fill bucket, we are going to fill the layer. The reason why I actually redid the layer was it was in an existing layer, so don't make the exact mistake. Make sure to add as many layers as you go in your illustration. And also I'm using a darker shade to give the shadow for the moon, and also the structure which moon has. Even though it has a lot of scar, it's still peaceful and it's still kind to us. We are going to use wash brush to blend those color of the moon. Once we are going to do this, we are going to use cashmere eraser to erase the edge of the moon to give it more natural look than the rough circle. So just make sure to take your time to blend this, because it's not going to be easy for the first time, but if you have done multiple times, it may be very much easy for you. So once we are done blending with this, we are going to add one more layer beneath the moon layer to give that shininess of the moon around it. So as you can see, I'm using the help of draw style circle to remove or erase the edge of the moon. So we are done with this, and I'm going to select a lighter layer for the shadow or the gloom of the moon, and I'm doing it in a circular motion. And also I feel that this yellow is little too bright, and I'm reducing the opacity of the layer. Moving on to step 4. I don't know the exact name of this animal or whatever. I just gave up a name as a beast, because if I look this image close by, it's looked like a carriage, like few people are being carried. This kind of remind me of the current ongoing episode of House of Dragon where people are riding. It's really a great show, but I'm not into watching any of those. So we are going to draw this using our free hand, and I'm not going to go in depth on how it is. We are just going to draw an inverted C followed by a curviness and an elongated line for the tail. And also from the tail, we are drawing this diagonal line and bringing it up. And there is 3 feet to this beast. So, and then I have filled that entire layer in the darker shade of blue. And I've realized that maybe a little lighter shade would help, but we'll come to this a little later. And I'm also adding the highlight for the beast because it's going towards the moon, crossing the moon. So all around the edges of the animal, I have given little highlight, and also I have used blending brush to blend this entire highlight. So make sure to take your time in blending this, because once a little heavier on your stylus or in your Apple Pencil, it's gonna destroy the entire outline of the animal here. And also make sure to comment me below, like, what is this? I forget to ask my niece what's this cute creature is. I named it as Beast, and because I like Beast and Moon illustration, which makes it more comfortable to speak. And also I have added a tiny horn as we have illustrated. I forget to speak it further. So just we are going to add shadow to the leg and shadow to the tail, and also I feel like we need the shadow of the horn falling from the face of the cute beast. So I feel like I'm done with this beast illustration and I'm happy how this has turned out. So we are going to step 5, where I'm going to add the carriage carrying little human beings. You don't have to be exact, just a few dots and a straight line will help you get this entire picture come into bigger illustration. So let's move on to step 5. So we are going to add a new layer. I'm using fountain pen, and again we are going to use this freestyle way of just adding few lines, and then we are drawing few diagonal lines. And once we are done, we are filling up the entire layer with fill bucket option. So this kind of look like a carriage. If you look for the tiny being, I'm using 2 straight line and 1 circle on the top to look like the shadow of being carried here. So I'm happy how we are illustrating. So we are just going to add a tiny dot like a circle, and then we are adding 2 diagonal lines like a shoulder, and then we are bringing this image like you are being seated. And this one actually look like the owner of this cute beast who is taking this away into the alley of moon. So this man has a stick while he is being seated on the top of the carriage. I'm happy how this has come around, and also I'm using flow brush to add the shadow of the carriage in the beast, and we are just bringing all the remaining elements together. And also I'm using fountain pen to add few crows or birds in the forest. So hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know whether you enjoyed this fluffy cute beast and the moon of illustration, and thank you so much for recommending this illustration. Hope you enjoy this as well, and see you all in the next one. Life is very short. Make sure to enjoy each and every moment. Spend time with your loved one. Be there for the one who are really out there to support you. So thank you all and have a great life. See you in the next one. Bye bye.